guys, Marvel Fan 45 here, and today we'll be talking about one of the films I consider my favorite film, Barry Lyndon. It was released in 1975 and stars Marissa Brinson and Ryan O'Neal. And the film follows Barry Lyndon, well, Redmond Barry at the start, who is an Irish rogue trying to get his way up the social classes, basically. But yeah, it's been so long since I uploaded. I've gotten busy again. But I figured I would try to upload as much as I can, so before Christmas time. So we're gonna review this. Sorry, just got back from a ride, I'm winded. But yeah, this is one of the films I would call my favorite film. It's not the only Kubrick film I would call my favorite film, more on that later. But yes, first off, the cinematography. The cinematography is like no other. It's literally a painting, like in motion. That's the only way to describe it. Every shot feels like it's came right out of a painting from that time period. I mean, the dual shots all look like they came right out of the time period. All the shots of the landscapes do too. The shot of Barry drunk by the table especially does too. And yeah, the cinematography is just otherworldly, like in most Kubrick movies. But yeah, it's just outstanding in terms of cinematography. Story-wise, it's extremely investing. In the second act, it takes a turn from the first act. It goes from a sort of history romantic, also comedy a bit, to an all-out tragedy. Because there's a specific thing that happens in the second act where things, after a certain character dies, things take a very dark turn. I'm not gonna spoil it if you haven't seen it, but after that point, the story just goes way down for the main character. But yeah, story-wise, it's one of the most investing stories I've ever seen. I read a lot of history books, and I just love reading about history. So this was practically made for me, and it was made by Kubrick, so of course I loved it. Oh, also the score. The score is perfect. If you have not heard the score, please go listen to it. The score is just outstanding. I mean, every single time it's used is just perfect. I mean, the duel scenes, obviously, the opening, the ending, just the montage of Barry rising up, the part where he meets Lady Lyndon. I mean, the score is just amazing. I won't go any further in terms of score, but seriously go listen to it. And then the acting, Ryan O'Neal gives an outstanding performance. I mean, every single thing he does, it just feels like he's the character. I mean, there are certain scenes too where, like, I mean, the opening scene, he feels like he is the character. Like, he perfectly embodies Barry Lyndon. I mean, he feels like the character. Then Marissa Brinson, I probably misspoke on her name, but she plays Lady Lyndon. She's silent nearly the whole movie, but she gives one of the best performances I've ever seen. Again, specifically, there's a bit in the second part of the film after a character dies where she just gives her all. I'm not going to spoil the scene, but it's outstanding. Then, in terms of metaphors, I found it interesting how it was sort of history repeating itself with the duel in the beginning and ending, the romance that turns out bad in the beginning and ending. I always found that a bit interesting. I've already watched this film, I think, twice now, and it's 3 hours. It's not a short watch, but it's well worth it. But yeah, I always found when I watch it, it always seems like there's something going on about history repeating itself, which would make sense considering the story. But yeah, that's it. Barry Lyndon is one of the films I'd call my favorite film. So yeah, hope you have a great day and stay safe, stay quarantined, and have a good day.